This is Scott the Fix-It Guy. Today we have a dryer that has a vent tube that is probably full of accumulated lint, and we're going to be cleaning it with a special tool. And the tool that I got is from a company called linteater.com, and it's a series of 3-foot sections that are flexible that are attached to a brush. It works really good. You just need to use a hand drill to put the bits into. So I've taken the tube off, and now I'm going to use one of the 3-foot sections to go into this tube and clean out all the lint that's inside. When you have these tubes that come up vertically, they tend to hold a lot of lint because the gravity acts on it, it kind of falls down. So I put in a few sections here. I think I have 6 feet altogether, and I'm going to take out as much lint as I can before I come in from the other side. The same procedure can be done from the outside, and either way works great. Sometimes these tubes are so long that you can do half of it from the inside, and then you can go outside the house and do the other half. In this particular case, the tube is probably 20 feet long, so these tend to occlude fairly quickly. If you have these longer tubes, it'd be good to get this tool, this linteater.com tool, and do this about every 6 months. Your dryer will work much better, and there's far less chance of a fire. Fires occur when these tubes get blocked and the lint has nowhere to go, and it backs up into the cabinet, and inside the cabinet it has a source of flame, and that flame can catch the lint on fire, and then the lint burns very rapidly. So I'm going in here about 6 feet, and then I'm going to pull the brush out, and as I pull the brush back, it brings the lint with it. So we got a nice handful of lint. Lint's highly combustible. It's made of little fibers of cotton and polyester. So you definitely don't want this stuff building up inside your dryer. As the lint builds up in the vent tube, it also limits how the moisture and heat can leave the dryer, and the clothes will take longer and longer to dry, and you use a lot of energy that you don't need to use. So I added another 3-foot section, and we're going to go in about 9 feet now. When you buy the kit, it comes with 12 feet total, but you can always add more sections. It's very important that you always have the drill turning to the right when you're inside the tube and spinning. Never let it go counterclockwise or to the left, because it'll spin the sections loose, and you'll have some of the tool be caught inside the vent tube. So as long as you're always going clockwise when you're spinning inside the tube, you're going to be fine. When I get the sections out and I have to disconnect them, I grab the 3-foot section forward of the one that's hooked to my drill really tightly, and then I reverse the drill, and that spins it loose, and then I can take the 3-foot section out of the drill's chuck, and then I can either add a section or take out a section at a time. Really cool tool, very durable, very flexible. A lot of companies that make it, but when I bought this one years ago, it was linteater.com. The advantage of doing this outside would be, as you pull the tool out, the lint that comes out wouldn't get on the inside of your house. So that would be great. I would really advise wearing a dust mask as you do this, because there's some fine dust that comes with it that's probably not good to breathe in. And with this particular dryer, about a 20-foot section, wasn't too bad in terms of how much lint. Probably got about a basketball-sized chunk of lint out of it finally. And I did the procedure twice, so I went in with about 18 feet and then cleaned out all the lint, and then I did the same procedure again just to make sure I got everything. They also have a vacuum attachment for this that comes with the kit. It comes with a video, tells you how to use it. And the vacuum attachment's kind of cool. The way it works is as you pull the tool back, any of the dust that's coming out is sucked up by the vacuum rather than just falling into a wastebasket. When you look at your vent tube that goes between the dryer and the wall, consider that every time the vent tube has a turn in it, a 90-degree turn, you're limiting airflow. About a 20% reduction per 90-degree turn. So when you set up the vent tube, try to get maybe only one 90-degree turn would be ideal. If it switches back from side to side maybe 3 times, that alone can cause your dryer to back up and cause an accumulation of dryer lint inside the cabinet. And the vent tubes that are inside the wall that go through, we highly recommend that you don't use the flexible material, but use the stiff sheet metal type. And even the one that goes between your dryer and the wall, if you can get the stiffer type, is highly recommended rather than the very flexible one, because they tend to crimp and they tend to get clogged up faster. So you can see the technique is just to keep adding 3-foot sections, and then on the way out, once you've gone as far as you can in, you're taking away 3-foot sections at a time. So I'd probably use this tool in maybe 80 to 100 homes already, and it just keeps going and going and going. It's really well made. I think it's something you could use for a lifetime and never have to replace. There's also a smaller tool that comes with the kit that's more suited for cleaning out the area where the dryer filter goes. It's more narrow, and it helps to break up all that stuff. Once you finish this procedure and you hook the tube back up and use your dryer for the first time, be aware that there'll be quite a bit of dust and a big cloud will come out of where the dryer tube leaves your house. So if you have a lot of ornamental plants, you may want to put something to help catch all that dirt and dust that will come out. So we're just redoing the vent tube one last time before we put it back together, making sure everything's really clean. So we're just putting the vent tube from the dryer to the wall back on, and then we're going to securely tighten it. Remember that these gas dryers do emit carbon monoxide, which is odorless and you can't see it, but it can be deadly. It takes the place of oxygen. People can get really sleepy, can get headaches, and finally can lapse into a coma and even die if there's a leak, so make sure you have it sealed tight. So this is the area where you get some clogs, also where the filter goes, and we're going to use this little brush to reach in and clean this ducting. I also use a little tool that is designed to grab things that fall in here, like sometimes coins or keys fall in there, or just to grab big chunks of lint. It's flexible and has basically a little metal claw at the end of it. There's also attachments for vacuum cleaners that are kind of skinny, thin. They can fit in there and help clean it out. But the goal with dryers is airflow, so you really want to clean your filter often and make sure the vent tubes are as clean and clear as possible. There we go. Give it a little test. So it's working great. Hope that's been helpful to you, and please subscribe to our channel when you get a chance. And thanks again for watching.